Town Finance Committee. And our first order of business is to look at the agenda to see if there's any issues to be reordered or added or deleted. And having,
Want to take attendance?
having none, we go ahead. Well, certainly, Janice, you need to take attendance.
Okay, I'll do roll call. Chairman Oxner.
Here.
Member Tedesco.
Here.
Member Moore.
Yep.
Member Menke.
Here.
Let the record show everyone is present with the exception of Mr. Anderson.
Okay, and moving on, we need to approve the minutes from our last meeting, June 5th. May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second, Bob. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Moving on, the reason we're here. Ms. Christmas.
Thank you. So you received the copy of my report that we do every year on the town of Indian River Shores other post-employment benefits. This one is calculated as of September 30th, 2025 or October 1st, depending on how you look at it, because the October 1st is what we're going to pay for this year if we were to pay, and the September 30th balance is where we were. So if you can go to the first slide. The key points of the OPEB trust is overfunded. As of September 30th, 2025, the total OPEB liability is $1.2 million, and the net position is 2.7. This produces a net asset of $1.4 million, which is up $400,000, which means we are 217% funded. Year over year, bottom line, trust assets exceed the total liability by $1.4 million. So we are in a very healthy position. Next slide. The drivers of the changes were related to 4 items. We had a retiree buyout from one of our retirees this year who had a liability closing in about $180,000, $200,000. We bought him out for about $65,000, and so we saved about $125,000 with that buyout. Investment performance, we had a performance of about 9%. We were projecting 6%, so we earned an additional $87,000. Healthcare trends, I use a third-party resource. I use it from the federal government, and they had the cost trending downwards. I have to use third-party. I can't try to predict where I use it. And in our demographics, a lot of our employees are delaying retirement. So we have 9 employees that are eligible to retire right now that they could say, I'm done, and they put it off another year. So that's why our net asset went up. Next slide, please. What does this mean? Funding policy. Our funding policy is under Resolution 20-04, where we add money if we fall below 90%. Above 110%, we don't add any funds. And so since we're 217% funded, we are not going to be adding any money to the pension trust fund. It'll be 100% paid by the trust, all buyouts, all implicit costs, all explicit cost. This past year, we received $170,000 for reimbursing of retiree health care, the retiree implicit costs, and the buyout. I actually don't predict us having to add funds to the pension plan at all, or the OPEB trust at all, anywhere in the near future. And even in the long term, I believe we are solid. Unless things change. I want to put that caveat. We should be good if everything stays the same and it stays equal. We are solid. Can you go to the next slide? The assumptions that we use is we use a 6.04 discount rate and investment return rate. Where I get these sources are almost all my assumptions are from third-party resources. So I go out to BlackRock, Vanguard, and kind of do an average of what our group, how everything's done, and it averages out to about 6%. Inflation averaged out to about 2.5. Our salary is about 5% based off our historical and where we forecast we're going to end up. And the healthcare trend comes from the Center for Medicare and Medicaid, their Office of Actuarial reports. And they have it at 5.2. going down to about 4.10 in the next 10 years. So that's what we use for the ultimate rate. So everything I have is auditable. I had actually, if you go to the next slide, oh no, talks about the verification. I almost forgot to talk about this. As I mentioned before, how I talked about how we were solid for the near future. As you can see, I have to do a sensitivity analysis for the GASB 74 to GASB 75 reports. So even if interest rates go down by 1%, we still have a $1.3 million asset. And even if the healthcare costs went up 1%, we still have a $1.3 million asset. So that's when we look at the sensitivity. So even if I say we're only going to earn 5%, we still have enough, we're solid in our funding. As I mentioned in the previous, if you can go to the next slide, we verify all these third-party sources. I do it, I prepare the report. I pull it from all those sources and give all the backup data, and then I have another employee go behind me and double check everything. So she's checking all the ages, checking all the membership, all the selections for what they do, and double checking my formulas and making sure that everything's flowing correctly. This year, Darlene retired, so normally I would have had my assistant. Yeah, Darlene did retire. I had Lucy, because she's very meticulous. She dug through everything. She dug through everything. And I thank her for that, because I would not have been able to do this report without her. And that is about it. If you can go to the last slide. In conclusion, we are overfunded, but we are solid. All the retiree benefits are secured for our future, but we will continue to monitor the assumptions and demographics and performances of the plan just to make sure. I don't foresee anything, but I do want to report on it. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer any.
Could you review, Heather, how the assets are invested?
The assets are invested with the Florida League of Cities, the Florida Municipal Investment Trust. It is a 70-30 funding, so we put 70% into equity and 30% into fixed income. And I actually don't do the driven, we just pick what kind of style, 70-30, and Florida League of Cities does all the investments.
Who monitors them to see how they're doing?
They have a third-party monitor, and sorry, I can get to that information. I can't recall the name off the top, but it's similar to how our public safety pension plan, you have the managers, and then you have someone like an advisor. They have an investment board that looks at all that.
Okay, there is somebody that
There is
that.
someone there is a board that oversees this.
And we get a report then? That
We get a quarterly report for where the investments are going.
Okay. Anybody else?
Do you set the allocation, Heather? Or?
The town council sets the allocation, so if they decided to go to a 60-40, they could, or they can, so that is the town council's decision. If you want to make recommendations to them, you may.
Peter, anything?
No, I'm very comfortable. I'd give you some of my money to invest.
I wish I could.
I don't have very much, but.
Well, I'm sure the employees are thankful to Mr. Haverland for pushing to put this in place, although sitting on a $1.4 million in, I'll say, excess is
Nice luxury.
it's a luxury.
Yes. Yeah.
Indeed. So I don't know that I have any questions or comments other than
I guess.
Go ahead, Peter.
When I brag to people about the situation we're in, some come back and say, well, isn't there anything else you could do with that?
These
And
funds,
I guess I don't know what the alternatives could be.
these funds are in a trust, so they can only use for post-employment benefits, not for pension. These are for post-employment benefits only.
that was one of my objections to setting it up in the first place, because we had plenty of money, but that's another issue. But all right, well, If there is no other comment, then I would entertain a motion to approve, accept the report.
So moved.
Okay, second? John? All right, all in favor? Aye?
Aye.
All right, well,
Thank you.
I think,
Thank you, Heather, for your continual finding.
yeah, great job, both of you guys, appreciate it. And, yeah,
Thank you.
and
very
you
much.
saved the town a lot of money by doing this.
This is about I know we pay for our defined benefit plan for the general employee, which only has one employee in it. We pay $6,000 a year. So, and I know this, we were paying $6,000 a year back in 2012 when I started. So it's probably closer to $8,000 or $9,000 a year now.
Yeah,
So
thank you for that as well.
you're welcome. Yes.
From a competitive standpoint, our employees, if they were to go elsewhere, is this better than, equal to, or not as good as
A lot of
other people are offering?
FRS does a subsidy. So I don't want to speak too much because I'm not part of the FRS, but if you're with a county, the FRS does offer a health subsidy to their retirees. I think it might be $1 to $2 per month per year of service, but I'm not 100% sure on it. I'd have to pull that data. Other cities, well, funding status, there's no one that could beat us.
Yeah.
But from a lot of cities and other municipalities are moving away from doing the explicit. So we had an explicit subsidy up until about 2014 when we moved away from it. So, but overall, we are equal with other cities, I believe. I could be wrong, but
But competitive.
we're competitive. With the county, they do offer a lot more because of the subsidies in there, so.
We're not in danger of losing anybody?
Not on
because
this,
ours
I
is-
don't believe, but I'm not reading that. Have you heard anything?
Maybe the opposite, unless you don't have, tracked.
Hmm?
You might not have tracked because people haven't been with FRS for so long.
Yeah.
But you're not losing people.
We're not losing people if they're here, that we're not gonna lose, if we're here, they're not leaving us for the healthcare subsidy to go to the county. If they're gonna leave us, they're leaving us for the pension plan to go to the county, not the healthcare side of it.
Thank you.
Of course. Any other questions?
Oh,
Good.
so do we have to schedule another meeting?
Yes. If you don't, for the general updates, I have gotten all the paperwork in order to do the financial statements. So I'm going to ask if you could please send all your dates for availability at the end of February and early March so that I can work with Christine's schedule to present the financial statements to you.
Okay. So sometime in March?
Sometime
thinking
either
of-
at the beginning of March or the end of February.
Okay, well,
So if you could send them to Janice so that we can try to arrange to get a meeting for the audit presentation. And just one other tidbit, we do have to go out for audit committee selection. We do have to create an audit committee. It will be run by a council member. So a council member will sit on it, and it typically takes place in May and June. We usually have, in the past, we've had 2 finance committee members sit on it because you are also part of the audit committee. So if you want to think about what your schedule like is in May and June, we will go in March or April and ask the council to ratify that. So at the next meeting, we'll try to get the selection and we'll have the council ratify it at their April meeting. And then we'll have the proposals and everything.
We just will put that on the agenda for the March, February.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's about it. And then we'll have the budget in May. Late May, of course.
Great.
Okay, then.
That's
Is
it.
everybody here in late May?
I am, I think Peter is, oh, but you
I think I
may
will.
or may not be on the committee.
Right. I'd be available for it.
Yeah, I think I am.
Yeah, I think we moved it up into late May just to accommodate.
Was it in June this past year?
It ended up in May, it was like the last week of May, I don't remember the exact date. Was it the last week of May or was it the first week in June?
It was last week of May.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I ended up going to
You were
Alaska,
going on a
June.
cruise or something.
Yeah, June
Yeah.
14th, I ran out of here, so it was in the last week of May.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, historically, it's been in June, and we were trying to accommodate the finance committee. I can't commit to anything before, the last couple weeks of May are about the earliest I can pull a budget together.
All right, so I guess the first order is to make sure that we get dates of our availability to Janice for the financial statement review. And with that, I'll call to the audience, and there's nothing cooking here, so I'm going to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you.
Thank